right now I'm not where I want to be. So how can I be who, like, the woman that man wants me to be? How can I be that woman if right now I'm not even where I want to be with my life? Like, I just don't see myself putting in that much energy and effort to be that woman for a man right now, because I'm putting all that energy and effort and time into my career. And I'm like, cuz I don't understand why people are having a negative opinion on something I'm doing that they know I'm doing for my career, because this is what I do. I create content. And he was like, I don't think you're ready to take your career to the next level if you're not ready for this type of feedback. He said, every day I'm gonna put a post-it on your table that says something either disrespectful, degrading you, or just talking shit about you in general. And if you react, you're not ready for the next level. If you don't react, then that means you growing a tough skin and you're ready. Every day he would write something even worse or something that was even more offensive. And I'm just like, after a while, I'm like throwing a post-it at him. Like, I don't care about this shit, bro. This shit ain't getting to me. You think this little post-it gonna get me tight? And he was like, you see, you're learning.
What's up?
Sup? What's the word? Like,
Thank you for coming through.
pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. So we're gonna start to hear a little bit about you and what you do and where you from and things like that. What's your name?
So my name is 𝗔𝗕𝗢𝗓. I go by the name of 𝗔𝗕𝗢𝗓. I'm from the Bronx and I rap, I sing, I'm an artist, but I also do skits and all that. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we're talking a little bit earlier, and usually, when we have guests here, I just try to ask them questions like, are you in a relationship? How long you been in a relationship? Are you single? Whatever your relationship status is. And when we spoke, you told me you're single.
Yes, I am.
Rare to hear that. Usually girls be like, nah, I'm in a relationship. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But lately I've been hearing a lot of women say they're in relationships. They're single because they're following their dreams. So
Yes.
so my question for you was, what would it take for you not to be single?
It would take a lot. And honestly, even if that a lot presented itself in a male form and knocked at my door, I still would probably not take the offer, because it'll be a distraction. But I do agree that I am single because I'm chasing my dreams, and not a lot of people can understand this lifestyle, and me being an artist and having to be around other artists and celebrities, and sometimes that might cause insecurity or make a male feel uncomfortable because sometimes he can't be in that room with me when I'm doing those things.
Okay. Is there a way you can you experienced this?
Yes.
Because my question for you was, when was your last distraction?
So I've talked to people and stuff, but my last real relationship was, I want to say, 3 years ago.
What happened?
So we were both artists, but at that time I wasn't taking my craft as serious as I take it now. And we just sped up the process of wanting to be together. We ended up living together in the first 3 months of us being together. It was crazy. It was just, we were young, dumb, and in love, and we just sped up the process for everything. But when we started living together, we started to really understand who we were and started to see things that we didn't like about each other, and also how we were distractions to each other since we were both artists. And that's why it didn't end up working out.
Do you think that being an artist, maybe that you guys were in competition?
I wouldn't say I felt like we were in competition, but I did feel like we weren't on the same page. My mindset was more it doesn't matter who gets through the door first. If somebody gets through, we bring each other in. We both go in together. His mentality was more well, if you take off before me, then you're just going to leave me for somebody with more status, clout, or money than me. And I wasn't looking at it like that. And that's where we started arguing, and, a lot of...
He said that straight up?
His actions said that. But yeah, he kind of said that too. Like he told me, like, what if you find somebody with more clout or status or could do more for you in the industry? You just gonna leave me? And I'm just like, I mean, I wasn't thinking that, but you like kind of putting it in the air, like you're manifesting that to happen.
Yeah, I heard about that. Sometimes girls don't even be doing nothing, or guys, and you put something in their head. Now they like, oh, this shit is possible.
Yes, and that's how I am. Like, you don't have to tell me how to be me. Like, you don't have to tell me how to be loyal, how to be honest, how to be genuine, how to be a woman. I already got that down pat. But when you start putting things in the air of what ifs or things that you're scared that I might do to you, you kind of put in that idea in my head. Like, I wasn't thinking that, but now you're like instilling that shit because you keep repeating it and like manifesting it for us.
Okay, so his fear was that his real fear was that you were gonna outgrow him.
Yes, and I did.
Okay, so his fear was right. So all honesty, right? Because there's the truth in everything. If you could go back now and you think about your last relationship, could you see yourself with him right now as your career has been progressing and you've been growing? Could you see yourself with him right now today?
No. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I don't reminisce, or like sometimes I don't think about like, damn, like if we would have tried to work things out, like where would we be now? But I'm grateful that we outgrew each other because I needed that pain to refocus. Like I feel like when I went through that breakup and I went through those feelings of damn, like, you know, like you didn't have like no faith in us. Like you just kept manifesting the worst until it actually happened. Like now I'm just like more at peace, and I just feel like I'm more progressive with my career because I'm not being distracted or have somebody manifesting all these negative things for us. Like I'm the only person that can manifest things for myself right now, and I think that's the best part about it.
What do you mean?
Like the only way like I can have a negative thought about myself or my career is if I have that negative thought, not if someone else has it for me. You get what I mean? And I'm a very positive person, so it's like I don't have a lot of negative thoughts and I don't manifest negative things for myself. But when I have a negative partner or somebody that manifests that negativity, then I start manifesting it too with them.
Oh, so his energy, he was just like a low vibrational energy. So he brought a lot of that negative energy to you.
Yes.
So what would happen, let's just say some dope, top of the line producer is in town and is like, yo, Jay, come through the studio. Can I call you Jay?
Yeah.
Jay, come through the studio. You know what I mean? So-and-so is going to be there. So-and-so is going to be there. Come through. Do you say, oh, can I bring, or do you say, I'm about to be, or do you say, hey, babe? What do you say when that phone call, once that phone call gets hung up or that text, what do you say to your spouse who's standing right next to you?
Like present me, or like when I was in a relationship with that last person?
Actually, both. Present. Let's go with the relationship you and then the new you now.
So I think the old me, because I was so infatuated with being with my ex, and sometimes I prioritize our relationship over my career. That's why I said I wasn't taking my craft that serious. I feel like I would have either brought him with me, or I would have asked if he was okay for me to go. And if he would have said no, to be honest, I wouldn't have went.
No matter who was in the studio at that time?
No matter who. Just because I prioritized our relationship before anything. I was just so dumb, young, and in love. I think now that I went through the pain, I went through the breakup, I went through the seeing somebody walk out on me, and the only thing I had left was my career. I think now I don't let nothing come before my career. So I think now I'm more stern with that, and it would be more of like, I'm telling you, I'm gonna do it. You either respect it or you don't.
Would you feel any resentment if you didn't do the things you wanted to do, or you was cool?
Of course, I felt regret
at that time.
At that time, no.
You were more happy. We're gonna Netflix and chill. We're gonna eat something and we're gonna just chill.
I don't think it was that I was content with that, just being with my partner and just being in his presence versus doing things for my career. I think it was just a routine already for me to be with him every day, all day. So I was so used to that I didn't want to change anything about it. Like any change that came within that would feel uncomfortable for me. I wasn't ready to take the risk. I wasn't ready for change. I just wanted to stick to what I knew. Now it's like I kind of got forced into change, got forced into looking at things other ways, and got forced into like just thinking more about myself and my career. So that's why it would be different now.
All right, so it's like, fuck it, I ain't dating. So you just like, man, fuck it, I'm just
I just like gave up on that shit. Fuck that shit. Like, where's the money at?
That's it, right? You just want to be focused.
I just want to be focused.
Damn. Okay. So guys are distractions, but if it's a dude that's in a, I guess, who's doing or has or is on a bigger level, then it's okay. Would you date down? That's why I'm asking you. Right now. Would I
date what?
Would you date down?
I don't want to date, period. I'm going to be so honest with you. Like, it's just overwhelming, and it's just like, right now I'm not where I want to be, so how can I be like the woman that man wants me to be? How can I be that woman if right now I'm not even where I want to be with my life? Like, I just don't see myself putting in that much energy and effort to be that woman for a man right now, because I'm putting all that energy and effort and time into my career.
Okay.
It's kind of like I forgot how to be a girlfriend.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I've been out of a relationship for over 3 years, so it's like I kind of forgot that feeling. I forgot the feeling of loving somebody, holding somebody down. Like, I forgot everything that comes with being with somebody. All I know is literally, like, my music should just getting to where I gotta get to. It's crazy. I don't know.
I don't know. I want to hear more, though.
What you want to hear about that? I'm fucked up. I feel nothing. I'm numb. Like,
from that relationship?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Oh, he fucked you up.
Yeah, he did. I think it fucked me up more just because that was the only person I ever lived with. And like, I got my first apartment with him. Like, we got our first car. So it's like, it's just different when you learn how to get through life or learn what life is with somebody.
And that person's not there no more.
Exactly.
Was there cheating involved?
No, there was no cheating. That I know of. I don't know, because y'all men be doing y'all little dirt or whatever.
Men are pretty sloppy. If he was cheating, he would have got caught. Especially if you living together. It ain't rocket science to catch him if there was cheating. So there was no cheating involved?
To my knowledge, no.
On your side?
If he did, then he was a smart-ass motherfucker, because I never found nothing.
On your side?
On my side, I never cheated.
Ever in any relationship?
Ever. I felt like I was in jail. I literally went to work and came back home every day. Did nothing with my life but be with him.
How do you get there?
How do I get there?
Yeah, how does that happen? You seem like you have so much life. You seem so energetic.
Exactly.
Your music have a very high vibe. So how do you get there? How do you get to a place where basically you go to work, come home, go to work, come home, go to work, come home?
Because you think you think that, I'm not even gonna say you think that's what you're supposed to be doing because you love someone. It goes back to my point. It was just routine. We built this routine of always being together all the time that it just stuck. That's just what we continue to do. So when I wanted to do something for my career, it was more like an argument, because why you want to do it all of a sudden? You didn't have a problem with staying in the crib, chilling. Everything was fine with us. Like, I thought you was happy. Like, we're doing what we got to be doing. Like, now you want to do something different. Now you want to meet celebrities. Now you want to be in studio sessions with them. So that's when the arguments started happening, and that's where the detachment and disconnect came from.
When did that trigger?
Damn, I want to say the celebrity's name, but I feel like that's like name dropping.
No. But when did it trigger? Because you were in the routine. Let's say, how long you guys were together for 3 years?
Yes.
So let's say year 1, year 2, everything is good. Or was it year 1 the arguments start? Year 2? When did the beginning of the end start?
So the first year, everything was perfect as always. That's like the honeymoon stage. It was when we were getting to 2 years, because after a while you want some change. Like, y'all want to start doing your own thing, missing each other. Focusing on little aspirations that you guys have for yourselves. So we both did music. So after like a year, I'm already over my honeymoon stage. I'm like, all right, I kind of miss the music shit. Like, what's up? Like, you know, I started going to the studio again. I would take him. I started meeting more people. And then I met someone that was in this industry. And it was my first industry feature. And he wanted to work. He wanted to do a song. He wanted to do a video. And that's when we started arguing.
That's exciting for you, though.
It was exciting till I had to deal with the arguments. It's like, fuck, like, even when I want to do something, like when something feels like an accomplishment, it really doesn't, because your partner is sitting there like arguing with you and bringing all their insecurities to the table when all you're trying to do is get to the next level with this shit.
And he had nothing going on.
No. He did music, but
it wasn't nothing. So if you could deal with, what's the difference to you between an insecure man and a jealous man? What's the difference between the two?
I would say an insecure man is somebody that's gonna have an issue with things even if they don't have any relationship to their role. They're just bringing their past traumas into their relationship or whatever PTSD they got from other women or whatever the case may be, and they're just like putting that on you type of shit. With a jealous man, it's more like, I feel like when you're jealous, you're like overprotective. Like you just don't want nobody to have what's yours or to come in the way of what's yours. And I would take a jealous guy over an insecure guy. I'm not gonna cap.
Yeah?
Because at least when you're jealous for a reason. When you're insecure, you're just insecure because of shit you've been through or whatever the fuck is going on through your mind. Like, so I would take a jealous man over an insecure man.
I think like an insecure person, in my opinion, is someone who's not honest with themselves. There's something about them that they can't reach. And every time they see somebody reaching it, I guess they get triggered.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
All the shit I'm telling you. They be bringing their traumas into this shit.
I mean, I think we all have trauma, right? We all come in with it. But a jealous person,
what?
I mean, I understand jealousy. So, I mean, jealousy is natural. I think it's more natural than insecurity.
Yes. That's what I was getting at.
Did you do anything like to make him feel insecure?
I gotta be doing something for him to be insecure.
I'm just saying.
That's crazy.
Keep it real though.
I'm keeping it real. I
Keep it
ain't
real.
do shit
Come
to
on.
that man. I swear to God, I ain't do shit to that man.
See,
I never cheated.
It got nothing to do with there's worse things than cheating.
All right, name one.
All right. So, for example, coming home late.
Never.
Wearing something crazy just cause.
That part, alright, but that's not a reason for you to be.
Come on, you going outside looking like food? Come on.
But I'm your food. You know when we get home, you the one eating the food. This food, like.
Come on. Is that something you could have toned down, or is that something you're like, oh, you triggered? I'm gonna trigger your ass even more.
No, I think it was more like that was just the image I had for myself since I'm an artist. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Unfortunately, sex sells.
Yeah.
So that I just dress according to what I do. I rap about sexy shit. I'm a sexy bitch, so I'm gonna wear sexy shit. But like my thing is, you met me like this. You know what I mean? Like you met me dressing this way. Like you met me going outside the way I go outside.
You got a lot of attention though.
But if you're gonna have an issue with that, you should have never locked in with me from the beginning. You can't lock in with me, meet me a certain way, like what you see, and then switch up along the line and be like, well, I don't like the way you dress, or it makes me uncomfortable as a man, or makes me feel. Say that from the gut. Don't say that shit when we a year into this shit. Don't try to change me. You met me like this.
Well, that's what attracted him to you. You know what I'm saying? That's what attracted him to you. I mean, you change. You start. I wonder what you look like, what you was dressed like when you was in your routine. That's probably, yeah.
That's just the same way I be dressing now. I ain't gonna cap. I was just in the same way, just no BBL. I ain't have a BBL before, so.
You got it when you was with him?
I got it after him. That's how hurt I was. Nah, let me stop. I did it for my career. I'm capping, but yeah, I got it after him. So see, he didn't even deal with the worst version of me. He didn't deal with the BBL me. He dealt with the regular bodied girl, like, you know? It's still just as provocative and shit, but
Okay. Now, during the breakup, was it like a clean breakup, or did you guys go back and forth, and then finally you was like, fuck it?
it was a little toxic, but it could have been toxicer. It was more like, I'm done. I'm done too. Fuck this. Close out the lease. Everybody got their shit out the crib. And then I moved back to New York because I was living OT.
Mm-hmm.
And he stood where
You guys were.
Mm-hmm. And then, he tried to spin the block or whatever, like 3-4 months after that, but it was over. It was already too late.
He didn't get it?
Nah. Like, I honestly, we had conversations of like getting back together, but it was already like too toxic. It was like, how were we gonna trust each other after we just broke up because we think we can't trust each other? It don't make sense. And that we don't think we can trust each other, and we haven't given a reason not to trust each other.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
No, I mean, I get it.
I get it, but I got it too in the moment, but I didn't get it at the same time.
Because it's like saying both of y'all really good if y'all was doing something, but somebody's doing something because something don't feel right. But both people are saying nobody's doing nothing. But how the fuck do we know nobody's doing nothing?
Exactly. And then the industry show was just cherry on the top. It's like, bitch, I know you doing something. Look at the type of men you around. Like, and I'm just like, you serious? Like, I have to be around these men, like, to get to the next level.
Come on.
I do. I have to be in rooms with
powerful men,
celebrities, different artists. How am I gonna grow as an artist? Producers, all of these people the majority of them are male.
Yeah, but they're also majority trying to sleep with you.
That's not something I can control though. I can just be loyal throughout those situations. That's it. But that's not something I can change.
That sounds like such a painful process for you.
It is a painful process.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of tough.
Because
I would think that a man is not really required to be faithful in that position. I don't think so.
Why?
Why would he?
What do you mean?
Most men are not going to be, well, men don't have that issue when it comes to A&Rs and stuff like that, but men may have issues where it's like studio groupies, road groupies, people in their DMs and following them everywhere. I think men are less likely to feel guilty to indulge. And I think maybe women want to indulge too, somehow, some way, but maybe they feel too guilty. I'm talking about guilt.
Okay.
Like, a man's not going to feel guilty.
Of course
if
not.
he smashed a couple of groupies.
No, he's not.
But a woman may feel guilty
Yes.
if she sleeps with an A&R.
Yes.
Or a producer.
Yes. I agree.
So was it guilt that was holding you back from those actions? Was it love? What was it? Or did you, be for real, did it cross your mind? Because I'm sure you was getting a lot of attention.
No. I think I was just so caught up on him, and I was so hurt, and like, I just didn't know which direction we were going with it, and I didn't know which direction I wanted to go with my life, period. That wasn't even a thought for me.
That's dope. Okay.
Sometimes I'll be like, fuck, I wish. Like, like if I knew we was gonna be together, like, but nah, I'm just kidding. It definitely wasn't a thought for me.
Since you experienced this, I'm not gonna get deep.
Yeah, because I don't want to cry, please.
No.
I got makeup on.
There's no reason to cry. What it is that your story is incredible. And it's shareable to people who's experiencing that. So you telling your story frees up people who are going through that process. So it's always great to share that story because it's a vivid story and I see it so clear in my head and I'm looking at it and I'm just imagining how many people are in that position, both men and women, because there's a lot of dudes with big dreams.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes being with the wrong person could kill your dreams.
Hell yeah.
So let's talk about first, before we talk about being with the wrong person can kill your dreams, what's your advice to men or women who want to be with somebody who gets a lot of attention and hasn't dealt with their insecure the trauma or the insecurity part of their life, but they want to be with someone who gets a lot of attention or big dreams?
Heal. Or at least try to heal as much as possible. Like, yeah, we all have our own traumas and PTSD with relationships and things we've been through in the past. But don't like put that on the next person. Like, don't put your traumas on that person, because you're starting on a clean slate. And another thing is, you kind of have to be confident in your partner and yourself, and you have to be as supportive as you can be. Like, because that's just something that I felt like I didn't get from my partner. And that's why I wasn't able to help cater to his insecurities, or help him feel more reassured as a man, or make him feel like no matter what, like it doesn't matter what room I'm in, who I'm next to, who I work with, like, that my loyalty is like solid. Like, I'm not gonna fold for little circumstances. But definitely support is huge, because even something like the industry is a very dark industry, and as a female, I go through a lot. Like, I go through a lot of men wanting to manipulate me just because they want to lay down with me, or offering me a resource that they know that I need in exchange for sex. Like, and that's very discouraging, because it makes you feel like, damn, like, I'm not good enough. Like, my talent don't speak for itself. Like, it has to be my body, or it has to be my looks that make you want to do things for me, or make you want to offer me a certain resource or opportunity. Like, that's not a good feeling. It gets discouraging, and sometimes you want to give up on yourself. And if you don't have that partner that's constantly like motivating you to get back up and keep doing what you got to do, and to stay strong and stay 10 toes, you're going to fall. And we all have our doubts, our what ifs, and we always doubt ourselves. So it's always good to have that partner to lift you up and motivate you and show that they're going to be there no matter what. And just put the insecurities to the side, because being with somebody that gets that much attention or has big dreams, they already go through so many things. Like, they already go through feeling like people use them or are around them for benefits. Like, they already go through all of that, like trying to decipher and figure out who's real, who's fake. Like, and you just want to know that at least your partner is like official. Like, that's the one official person you have in your corner.
That's kind of dope. And that's so crazy, because I'm gonna be very honest. I kind of never saw it from the other side of that. I'm not an insecure person, but I've never been in that position where I'm dealing with somebody who wants to do all this stuff that I'm not supportive. But I also never looked at it like that. I never looked at it as that your partner has to find a way to make it less about them.
Yes.
And try to understand you and what you're dealing with. And I think if your partner is, I guess, the person you're with is seeing what everybody else seeing. It's a pretty girl with a body. Everybody's going to want to smash, and she's going to eventually give in. But they're not seeing the other side. It's like, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to degrade myself. I don't want to have to compromise myself. I don't want to have to do all these things. And I need somebody to help me navigate through that.
Exactly.
Man, what kind of man? So did you respect him as a man?
No. I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. And I can understand why he probably, like, my ex has had me blocked for like 2 years, and I could probably understand why. Like, he just doesn't want anything to do with me because I didn't give him that respect as a man. But I didn't give it to him because I felt like there was so many things I was giving him that I just wanted him to reciprocate, and he just never did. Like, the support, I gave him that support. The having faith in him as a man and having faith in the relationship and not putting my traumas on him, I gave him like all of that. I came healed. Or mostly healed, right? Because we're just never really healed, but I did the best I could before I got to him, and I feel like I didn't get that back. I think I got the worst version of him, if anything.
Because Aaron, who's on the show, always says, just because you're a man don't mean you can lead.
And I agree with that.
And in that sense, right, I'm curious to hear this. There's a lot of women, I would assume, when I say a lot, some women, I mean, I say a lot, some women do not want to lead in a relationship,
Right.
but they're with somebody who can't lead.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens in that?
I think that was my situation. Like, I don't want to lead. Like, what? I'm tired of leading, but I had no choice but to lead because the man I was with had no direction or didn't know what direction to go in. And that was with everything. It wasn't just with our relationship. It was even with his life.
What do you mean?
Like, he kept losing his, every time he got a job, he kept losing it every 2 to 3 months. He was financially unstable. So I feel like that's why I don't fault him so much for, how he was in the relationship, because I knew he had other battles. Like, he was fighting with himself, to figure out what he wanted to do in life. If music was what he wanted to do, or if he wanted to do something different. Like, how was he going to be successful? How was he going to grow into this man that he wanted to be? And I think he was just lost, and he couldn't find himself through being in a relationship with me. And that's why I feel like the breakup was needed. And no matter, even if he might not, if he has a bad taste on his mouth about me or whatever, I really hope that he did grow into being the man that he wanted to be. And I really hope that he did find direction and find himself, and that he's doing what he has to be doing for himself, even if that means I'm not in the picture anymore.
That's got to be crazy for you. You have front row seat to someone trying to figure out their life. So you can see all their flaws, all their bads, all of their... There's a shame attached to that sometimes, right?
Yeah. And you feel guilt too, because you feel like you could have played a bigger role or did something different to try to help that person find themselves or help that person become that man for you. But I feel like I lost that hope, like that feeling of wanting to help him find himself.
The confidence?
Yeah.
You didn't feel the confidence.
I didn't feel the confidence because I didn't feel the confidence within myself. Like, everything I wanted to do, accomplish, or I wanted to do for myself, like, he kept shutting down or like bringing this negative energy into it. So I lost confidence in myself, and I lost confidence in him.
Oh, shit. Okay, so that's how it became full circle. So it could have been, because, we always have this huge conversation here, right? And the conversation usually goes like this. Women always looking for a dude with a bag, a dude with a bag, a dude with a bag. And it's like, okay, a dude with a bag, a dude with a bag, bag, right? And we're like, all right, cool, that's what's up. But we were saying like, well, these dudes with a bag only account for like 10% of the people. So 90% of them don't even have it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have all 70% of women, let's say, fighting for these 10% or 15% of dudes. It's not enough of them to go around. So they try to go around as much as they can. And then we started saying something more like, well, wouldn't the most practical way is to build together with somebody?
Mm-hmm.
But then the way I'm listening to your story is like building with somebody
that didn't want to build.
Well, you guys wanted to build something different, or you think you both wanted to build your music careers?
I think we wanted to build our music careers together, but I think we wanted to build together, period. And I think us getting our first apartment together was a step in doing that. And we were trying to set the tone with that, but we just didn't continue that. Because there's so many ways you could build with somebody. But I do think that we were really trying to build our music careers together.
And then you just like, fuck it, it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys moved out.
And we just went our own ways. And I continued to do music. I progressed. Did what I had to do. Everything in my life changed. And he stopped doing music.
Okay, so it's definitely holding you back. Okay. So you talk about manifestation, right? What do you want to manifest right now over the next few years? What is it that you want?
I want to manifest, or I already am manifesting to be one of the most impactful and influential female artists. I have a story. I'm not comfortable talking about my story yet, but I feel like once I am, a lot of females will be able to relate to me. And I feel like it's just gonna give people a different perspective and angle on who I really am as a person.
What do you mean? I mean, I don't want you to share the story if you're not ready, but I want to kind of get a scope for what you're saying.
So I feel like people just look at me as like, okay, she's like cute or whatever, she's bad or whatever.
You can say beautiful, it's okay.
Right. Like, I feel like people just think about like my looks when they look at me. Like, okay, she's attractive, cool. Like, what am I gonna do with that? Or how am I gonna try to, get in her pants or whatever? But like nobody really, or like they see me do skits or be locked in with celebrities or certain people, and they're like, yo, she's lit, like she's doing this. But people don't really see like the risks and sacrifices in that. Like, I've done sacrificed everything. I've done sacrificed my relationship. I done sacrificed friendships. I done sacrificed sleepless nights. Like, I done went through it all. I've been homeless. I've slept on people's couches. Like, I done been through like real shit. And when I say like I have a story to tell and it's gonna change people's perception on me, but I'm not comfortable saying it, is because I'm still going through it. Like, like I'm still going through my shit to get to where I gotta get to. So that's why I'm not comfortable talking about it. I'm still handling it. But once I do what I gotta do and get to where I gotta get to, like that story in itself is gonna be so impactful. And I know it is.
Where do you think you get your ambition from?
I think I get my ambition from my family. Cause I grew up with limited resources. I didn't grow up in a middle class or like
rich middle class,
rich American dream family. Like, both my parents are immigrants. Like, they came from DR to build a better life here, and they didn't get to attain that American dream. So me and my brother made it our responsibility to be successful so we can take care of our family, which we're already doing, but to a different level.
Okay. And that keeps you motivated.
Yes. I always say, like, before I die, I have to get my mom and dad a mansion. Like, I have to buy them a house. Because they don't even know what it's like to live in one.
That's crazy. I mean, but I'm sure they're happy if you're happy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's you and your brother. How many brothers and sisters?
I only have one brother that I grew up with.
Okay.
I have 2 half sisters, but we talk like occasionally.
Okay. All right. I'm not even. You see how I'm navigating very slowly.
I already know where you about to get to.
I'm not even trying to go there. I'm moving. I'm staying on relationships and love. You see, I stayed on that for a while.
Okay.
I'm not trying to go, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So, how do you I want to talk about like rejection, right? Because rejection is a whole part of success that people don't see, right? So you dish it out. I'm sure you give somebody rejection. You reject. So how do you dish it out and how do you receive it? When it comes to rejection, let's talk about rejection. How do you deal with it if it happens to you? And how comfortable are you pushing rejection out?
I think when people dish it out to me, I don't take it personal, but I definitely pull back. Like, I'm not that person. Like, if you reject me or shut me out or whatever, I'm not that type of person that's gonna keep trying to come around or trying to spin the block and change your mind about it. Like, nah, you feel how you feel. I'ma respect it. I'ma just go about my business. Like, there's nothing else to talk about. When I dish out reject, I wouldn't say it's harsh, but it's stern. Like, you're gonna know, like, I'm not jacking it. I'm not jacking you. Like, not doing this and I'm not doing you. So I think I'm very direct with my rejection. But I feel like people have no choice but to respect it because it doesn't come with disrespect.
Do you feel like you've become tougher as a woman in this industry?
Yes.
Where? Like, break that down for us.
I feel like I've acquired tougher skin. Cause it goes back to like what we were talking about earlier. I'm like kind of already used to like the feedback, like if it's good or bad. So I think that's where I got the tough skin from, like being okay with people talking shit about me, being okay with people talking shit about what I do, being okay with bad feedback. Cause at the beginning, shit used to give me anxiety because I'm like, why do people hate me? Like, why, you feel me? Why are they talking about this? My flaw. Why are they pointing out this flaw? Like, I ain't do shit to these people. I don't even know these people. Like, I would never sit on a fucking phone or computer and just sit there and think about how the fuck I'ma hate or dislike something about somebody I don't know. That I don't have it in me. So I didn't understand why it's so easy for other people to do it. But I started understanding that it doesn't matter, bad or good feedback, it's still feedback. People are still talking about you. And in this industry, to build that relevancy and keep people talking about you, it comes with good and bad feedback. So I think that's where I got the tough skin shit from.
Okay.
What was the other question?
I'm just listening. We're just having a conversation.
Okay.
We're just having a conversation.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
It's interesting you asked me about that because it was a long way to get to not caring about what people say. And I remember I had a job at 𝗔𝗵𝗡 in the Bronx, and I had a coworker. And one time I did a skit, and it was like some OD, like provocative shit. Like, not gonna lie, like my behind was out, but it was for comedic purposes. Like, it wasn't no
artistic purposes.
Right. It was some funny shit or whatever that me and the influencer made to make people laugh. But I had went to 𝗔𝗵𝗡, and like everyone was talking about it, but they had like all types of opinion. And I remember somebody was like, how do you expect a guy to take you serious if you have your ass out on a skit? And I was like, I really ain't looking into somebody taking me serious because right now I'm focused on my craft. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if the content is appropriate or not. It's still content. It's still going to make people laugh, and it's still going to make people follow me and engage and talk shit. So I don't care. I'm not focused on how a guy views fucking content. It's content for a reason. And we just had like a little debate or whatever. And I was just upset the whole day. And one of my coworkers was like, why you say it? And I'm like, cause I don't understand why people are having a negative opinion on something I'm doing that they know I'm doing for my career, because this is what I do. I create content. And he was just like, no, like, why do you give a fuck about what they're saying about you? And I'm like, because they saying it in my face. Like, I'm working with these people. Now I'm tight. Now I don't like this girl. Like, you feel me? Like, and he's like, all right, but the whole world is gonna talk shit about you. What are you gonna do when the whole world talks shit about you? Are you gonna get mad at everybody? And I was like, yep. And he's like, I'm being serious, Jaylene. And he was like, I don't think you're ready to take your career to the next level if you're not ready for this type of feedback. I was like, yes, I am. I'm ready. I'm just mad for the moment because it's happening in the moment. But I'm going to get over it. He was like, all right, so let me put you to the test. I'm like, how you going to do that? He said, every day I'm going to put a Post-it on your table that says something either disrespectful, degrading you, or just talking shit about you in general. And if you react, you're not ready for the next level. If you don't react, then that means you growing a tough skin and you're ready. And I was like, I don't care. Do it. Let's do it. The first one he puts, I think he said like horror or something. I opened the Post-it. I said, I'ma fuck you up. And he was like, what you said? I was like, nothing. Threw the Post-it out. Every day he would write something even worse or something that was even more offensive. And I'm just like, after a while, I'm like throwing a Post-it at him. Like, I don't care about this shit, bro. This shit ain't getting to me. You think this little Post-it gonna get me tight? And he was like, you see? You're learning. He was like, I want you to use this in every other scenario in your life. Like, I always want you to remember this right here, what we just did. And after that, like, my whole mindset changed. I really don't care about anything anybody says about me anymore.
That's a dope story.
It is.
That is actually pretty good. So, let's talk about the titles of some of your music.
Okay.
So I'm showing your video right now as we talking. People are seeing some of your videos. All right. So maybe I should let me see something. Cause you definitely get busy in your videos.
You know that.
So we're looking at this video.
Uh-oh. Oh, I knew you was gonna pull that video out.
All right, what you talking about in this video? We can't put the sound in there.
Okay.
We're just gonna show the video. We're just showing the video.
So that song's called Toxic. And I'm just talking a whole lot of toxic shit in that shit. Like,
What do you mean? What do you mean toxic?
So I guess in the song, I'm just like talking about, you know, when a guy thinks like he could play with you or play you, And he don't really know that. You really that bitch. Like, you really be matching that energy. So if you try to play me, like, you really playing yourself because I'm way more devious than you. But
Are you devious in real life?
yes.
Talk to me about
not
that.
Devious, like, I'm just thinking maliciously, but if you disrespect me or do me wrong without me doing anything to you, yes, I'm gonna want to get back.
You believe in revenge cheating?
I don't believe in revenge cheating, but I am victim to it. I'm not gonna act innocent.
Okay.
So when I'm mad, when everybody's mad, sometimes you do things that you wouldn't do if you wasn't mad. We human beings.
Tell me one of the lyrics from there.
All right, so wait, I could curse or no?
Yeah.
Alright, damn. So I think the most toxic part from that song, and I think the part that stuck with people, is when I said he fucked my friend, so I fucked his op. That's disrespect. I had to top. So that was actually a real life experience. Like, I was dealing with a guy and I liked him so much. And I just ended up finding out that he slept with my friend.
Your real friend?
My real friend. And of course, I'm a little crazy bitch. So I started coming at her. I wanted to fight her. I started coming at him. I was just acting crazy. So, I was in my head and I was like, see? He tried to play with me and I was being loyal, real, and all this. I bet, watch this. So I slept with his op.
You gave him head?
I didn't give him head. When I said that's disrespect, how I had to top, I meant it like I topped your disrespect.
Oh.
Like, you dished out the disrespect and I topped it.
Damn.
I doubled it.
That's real. All right. Oh, my Jesus. Now,
you gave him head, go crazy. Because that's what you thought I said.
That's what I thought it was. Because she's like, top. I was like, yeah.
Nah, you funny.
Don't you think, like, sometimes I always think that if a girl cheat on you, it's like, fuck it. You cheated on me, fuck it. But you find out she gave head.
That's it? That's
the worst.
On the cake?
I think more men could forgive the fucking than they could forgive that she gave head.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Think about it. That's so sacred.
Okay, I can see where...
You know what I mean? And dudes are disrespectful.
Yeah.
So he's going to finish everything in her
your
mouth.
bitch gave me head in the staircase, the bathroom.
So I think men could forgive. So as a woman, if a guy cheated on you and then the girl came and told you everything that happened and she was like, oh, he just fucked. That was it. Is it the same as she came? Well, he ate my ass.
It's the same. In my eyes, you still touched another female. You still was intimate with another female. You still gave her something that you're only supposed to be giving me. So it's all the same to me.
Really?
Yes. I don't care what it is. You could have sucked her toe. Still as bad as fucking her. I don't give a fuck. Because I just feel like when you lock in with someone, like, you guys should be exclusive to each other.
Like monogamy?
Yes.
So you believe in monogamy?
Yes. I don't believe in threesomes. I don't believe in...
You never had a threesome?
I've never had a threesome. I'm way too jealous to have a threesome.
This is the first time I ever heard that from a woman.
I'm way too crazy for that.
Talk about that real quick.
What is it to talk about? I never had it. Like, there's nothing to talk about. I've had, guys, like, would you, we dating, would you ever? No. If you even have a thought about sleeping with somebody else, just leave me.
For real?
Mm-hmm. Just leave me. And I feel very strongly about threesomes. I don't, knock anyone for it. You feel me? If that's how people, have fun or get their pleasure or whatever, get off from it, cool. If that's what works for your relationship, cool. But me, no. I'm not going to give my dude the opportunity to fantasize or think about another girl's pussy or body. Like, I'm not giving him that opportunity. So if you even want to have that opportunity or have that thought in your head of sleeping with, just leave me. What are you with?
He doesn't want to leave you. He just want to have a threesome with you.
Then find another girl that wants to have that threesome with you, because I'm not doing it.
Wow.
I'm not doing it.
Okay. Well, would you watch porn with your dude?
I guess like if he gets off from it, but I've never done it. Like I've never had nobody ask me to watch porn with them. But I
You
would
watch
do
porn?
it. I do watch porn on my own, duh. Like everybody watch porn. I don't want to hear that.
It's kind of almost the same. You watching somebody else have sex.
No, I don't know those people. I'm never gonna meet those people or see those people. I can't touch those people. Those people can't touch me.
So it's just fantasy. So what's a fantasy you have that a guy would say no to?
I don't think a guy would say no to any of my fantasies.
Okay.
Because I think they would be as exciting for him as it is exciting for me.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. All right. Oh.
He's like, okay.
Oh my God. All right, so right here, we're looking at this one.
Okay.
So what are you talking about on this video?
Damn. That's 𝗲𝗚. I'm talking about that. I'm really just talking my shit. Like, I'm talking about how the guy is infatuated with my looks, the way we do our thing in bed.
What do you do in bed? Why you being all conservative? Why you being conservative in that music?
I don't know how how
you can get explicit.
All right, so
we're already like 45 minutes in, so I think we passed the monetization thing.
I'm just talking my shit, to be honest. I'm talking about my ass being fat, my pussy being wet, like, and I was also talking my shit, like, I was bad before the BBL. Like, I think I'm just talking my shit, like, really.
Do you think good sex is enough to keep a man?
No.
Okay. What does that mean, no? I mean, you talking your shit, so it kind of had to have something to do with it.
I mean, it plays a big part, but I don't think that's the only thing that plays a part in keeping a man.
How, on a scale to 1 to 100, where would you put good sex?
80. I'm not gonna lie, 80. Because I can't be with somebody that doesn't pleasure me or do things the way I like it. Like, you know, like, and that's everybody. That's not just me. Like, that's men, females. Like, you gotta be with someone you're attracted to, that you enjoy having sex with. It feels good when you do it, not forced or like, damn, I gotta like fuck this dude because I guess like it's my boyfriend. Like, I gotta do it, right? But you don't want to feel like that. Like, you want to be excited to do it. You want that to be something you look forward to doing with your partner. So it's kind of mad important.
So what happens if you throw that wet, good loving on a guy, and then he starts texting?
Yeah.
And then he starts texting you over and over. He becomes obsessed with you. What happens with that?
I think that's the expectation.
That's what you do it for.
No, that's just what ends up happening regardless. So I don't know how to answer to that because honestly, it's what I'm used to. I've never had an experience where I slept with someone and they just never talked to me again. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've never went through like that one night stand shit. Like, I don't get how. Nah, let me not say I don't get how girls.
Go say it.
Nah. That's kind of fucked up and insensitive. I don't want to say that, but I've never went through it. Like, every time I've slept with someone, we've continued to sleep with each other, like, for years and years. Like, it don't even be, like, for weeks. Like, nah, like, yeah.
So you've never had a one-night stand?
No. Never had one. And that shit feels kind of crazy to say that. I don't know. I feel weird.
Why?
Because why have I never went through that?
Because that's your story. That's your real life. This is your real life. I get what people went through and I get what people experience, but this is your life. So now, if you're kind of like about it, imagine another girl who is going through that. She's going to be about it.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's like you never went through that.
That's true.
But have you ever slept with somebody on the first date?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to cap. I'm not going to cap. Nah. I mean, I don't think There's nothing wrong with it.
I don't think so. Go ahead.
I think we grown. We adults. If you're attracted to somebody and in the moment y'all both feeling each other and y'all just want to do the damn thing, do the damn thing. There's nothing wrong with it as long as you protecting yourself and, you know, like condom and all that stuff. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but all right. But you made sure condoms was involved.
Of course, it's the first time I'm fucking you. I don't know what the fuck you got. Like, I don't know even. Like, it's the first time. Like, I don't know what your shit looking
during
like.
this show is when I found out that nobody uses condoms.
Oh, nah. If it's the first time, for sure. I will not fuck you if you don't have a condom. Like, I remember I had a whole argument with somebody, and it's crazy because it's somebody that everybody knows. But I remember I went through a situation with that person, and he just was insisting, like, no, let's do it. Like, I want to do it with you right now. And I'm just like, where's the condom? Oh, I don't got one, but it's all right. I'm clean. Then we not fucking. He's like, but the stores are closed. I said, Walgreens isn't, CVS isn't. You better DoorDash that shit, nigga.
Was he gonna be killing the mood? Like if he went to Walgreens, does it kill the mood?
It would kill the mood, but
would you still give him some if he went to Walgreens and when they got the real?
That's the only way he was gonna get some.
No, but what I'm saying, his fear is like he gonna go over there.
Oh, and my vibe gonna be off?
Well, your vibe is gonna be off because now I gotta get restarted.
That's true.
The whole shit gotta start again. Do you think y'all would have went all the way when he came back from Walgreens?
Well, that would have been up to him to set the tone. If he would have got me back into that mode, then you gonna get some. But if you don't get me back into that mode, then you asked out. You the one that want pussy. I'm good without the sex. Like, you feel me? I'm straight. Trust me. I don't need to fuck. But if that's what you really want to do, yes. I've gone months up to a year without fucking. So it's like not that big of a deal for me. But for you, if you're fiending to fuck, yeah, you better go make sure I'm situated and everything is the way it's supposed to be.
So you don't care for sex?
I don't.
That's so crazy, right? The girls who be like, I got good pussy, I got a fat ass, I know how to ride it. Yo, you know how many girls I've spoken and interviewed and they're like, men lust after them and then they just like, I don't give a fuck about this shit.
You gotta get tired of it. Everybody's lusting for you. It's like the crazy part is, that's why I say it's deeper than people just saying like, thinking like you're just attractive or shit like that, or you have certain features, you know, that whatever are appealing, but it's deeper than that. It's like these men honestly objectify you when you're that attractive. Like you become an object to them. So when you are aware of that you're literally an object to them, you're kind of not impressed or amused or interested in having sex. It's like you don't feel like a human anymore.
Really? What do you mean?
It's weird. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain that part in itself, but I just feel like sex is going to be meaningless because you objectify me. You look at me like an object. You don't look at me like a person because you're so infatuated or stuck on my appearance. There's nothing beyond that. You're not thinking about who I am as a person or there's more to me. You don't give a fuck about that. You want to fuck.
You know,
so you're lusting me.
Yeah, you know, Holiday, who's on the show, she said one time, and I was like, we was just talking shit. Now I'm a man, so she comes through with all these girls, and I'm like, oh, these girls are gonna be talking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
You know, I'm like, oh shit. And of course, we get into a conversation with more substance, more everything. And, you know, and it just, I think it was Holiday, just came out and was like, you know how much meaningless sex I had in my life? She was like, maybe 80 to 90% of the people I slept with was fucking meaningless.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, if I could take back some bodies, you know how many bodies I would take back?
I feel the same way. I mean, I don't have mad bodies or meaningless sex, but I could see where she said that from. And that's what I'm telling you. That goes back to what I'm saying. Like, you don't feel like a person anymore. You feel like an object, literally.
Like
it's
a prop.
Meaningless, yeah.
And you could feel the vibe that it's all bullshit.
You can feel that shit.
He's just trying to get in there, trying to get his nut.
Even afterwards, like it'd be like, all right, well, what do we talk about now? Like, you feel me? Like,
There's
you
nothing
already did the
there.
damn thing. I don't even know you like that, so I don't even know what to talk to you about. Like, I don't even know how to relate to you. I don't even know what we have in common.
There's no conversation.
None.
I mean, we have to, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I think we do have to give some kind of respect to lust. I'm not saying we should give into lust. And if you have that lust, people lust,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
But in honesty, right? If you were to lose that lust energy, would you be happier?
That's actually an interesting question. I don't think. Honestly, I don't even know the answer to that question.
Fair.
I don't. I don't want to sit here and answer and it really not be what I mean or how I feel.
Because it's such a complicated thing, right?
It is.
You know, like, it's just like a man. He could be like, yo, fuck these. They just want me for my money. They just want me for the car. They just want me for shit that I got. They'd be like, well, why don't you just get that shit up?
Yeah. But then it's like, damn, now nobody want me. Do I really want nobody to want me? That's why I say I don't know how to answer that question because it does have its pros and its cons.
Yeah. And I think it has more pros than cons, to be honest.
It does.
You know?
But the cons still kind of fuck with you.
It does. It has a price.
Mm-hmm.
It's like anything else. It just has a price, right? And it's just a bigger price to pay. In opposed to, like, a dude could just be like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to give up the Ferrari. I'm going to give up everything. And I'm just going to be a regular dude talking to girls and get her to love me for me. But that's not you.
Mm-hmm.
That's really not you. I always feel like what you have is a part of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think.
I agree with that.
Unless I'm wrong, but so you wouldn't do without it.
Mm-hmm.
Your music say you wouldn't do without it.
That's true.
So I don't know. I'm just asking.
No, you're right. You're right.
I love your point. And I actually just completely just looking at so many different perspectives of you and of the things that you're saying that I didn't see.
I feel the same. So thank you. I learned a lot.
So before we go, right? What would you say is the one thing that people get wrong about you? But
I think that's probably one of the things because I have such a high sex appeal. I feel like in terms of men, they just think, okay, she's easy to fuck or she easily fucks. Or she just got mad niggas and she's just not, like all of that stuff. In terms of female, I feel like some females could look at me and be like, well, she looks standoffish or like stuck up or like she has a big head or like whatever, or she looks mean or whatever. And it's all because of the music shit, honestly, and the looks and everything. But I feel like when people actually have that conversation with me or have a conversation with me, they're kind of like stuck. Like, oh, wait, she's not like dumb. Like, like there's more to her. Like, okay, like she has her story. Like, okay, she's passionate. Like she's ambitious. Like there's so much more to me once I open my mouth. And I think that's where everybody's like, oh shit, like I misjudged her. And I get that a lot, especially with like even people in the industry. They be like, yo, I misjudged the fuck out of you. Like, I just talk mad shit about you, but now that I meet you and I see you're like a real ass, genuine, like sincere person, like I misjudge you and I'm sorry. And I've gotten that like a million times and it'd be already like too late.
What do you mean too late?
Cause I feel like after that, like yeah, like I might have changed your mind about me, but now I know how you felt before that.
That bothers you?
That does bother me. Cause I feel like, how didn't you give me the opportunity to like get to know me before judging me? Like I didn't do it with you. Like I didn't judge and then got to know you. I got to know you and then judge. Like at least do that. Like at least get to know me and then judge. But y'all just judge and then get to know me and then be like, fuck, I fucked up. She's actually a dope person. And I'm just like already off that because it's like, nah, damn, like you violated before you got to know me. Like, what the fuck? Said I was a hoe, and now you see I'm not a hoe. Like, I don't get it. But I think I go through that a lot. Like, people misjudging me, and then they feel bad about it after they meet me.
You know one thing that I'm always impressed by people about? This is one thing. And this is something that I see naturally. I don't even look for it. I just see it in conversations. People's work ethics. And I think that women really get it bad
Yes.
because people don't understand their work ethics.
Yes.
And I see a lot of women over the last 5 years who used to go so hard. And of course, they get discouraged over time and everything else because however they proposed it to the audience and everything else, because it's like anything else, right? When you started, it was one way. As you go up, it gets harder.
Yes.
As you go up, it gets harder. As you go up, it gets harder. And it's just like video games, right? The more levels, the harder the level. The next level, the harder the level. So, you know, I see a lot of good work ethics that you have. You know, it's pretty good work ethics, and I could see it. But you feel like it's overshadowed.
Yes, I do. I definitely do. I feel like I don't expect people to like commend me for it, I guess, you know? Because I know I have to do something big before they're able to do that. But I do feel like people don't see it as hard work. I feel like they look at it in another sense. Like, I feel like honestly, like my accomplishments get people mad. Cause yeah, like it's weird to say it. Like, not like that, like it gets them mad, but I feel like it makes them uncomfortable. Like, even just sometimes people around me, like they get uncomfortable if I'm getting to that next level. Because sometimes people feel like you're gonna leave them behind, or you're gonna be like this person that just forgets where you come from or who you are. And I think that's why a lot of times, like, my hard work gets overshadowed.
So, do you think that we're going into a new era where your work will be respected more? Because, you know, like female artists are doing their thing. You got a lot of new people on the scene. You got Scarlett, she's new.
Yes.
She's doing her thing. She's from the Bronx.
I've heard a
You
lot of
have,
her.
yeah, she's doing pretty good. You have Lola Brooks, you have
Ice
Ice
Spice.
Spice. Ice Spice just
It's crazy because I was actually chopping it up with her right before she blew up about doing a feature, and then she blew up. I was like,
it happens like that.
it happens like that overnight.
Yeah, and it's just it goes. So, do you think that these ladies are going to make more people take women serious?
Yes. I think they already are making people take women serious. Like, I mean, yeah, like male artists are popping and blowing up and stuff, but I feel like right now the females got it. I'm not gonna lie, in the chokehold.
You guys doing okay?
Okay, don't be hating. Don't be hating on us. We doing our thing.
You guys are doing your thing. I'm just playing. You guys are definitely doing your thing. So, what do you think? What do you think is the difference between an artist and a person? Both. I want to combine them two, but even though they're two different, entities. What do you think the difference between an artist and a person wanting something handed to them over working for it?
The difference between an artist or a person getting something handed to them?
Wanting, not getting. They want it handed to them. They don't understand it takes work, it takes time, it takes persistence. It's a consistency game. The game is all about consistency. So what do you think the difference is from the people who understand those rules and those people who try to go around those rules?
I think it's the quickest way to fail, to be honest. It gives room for you not to be humble, for you not to appreciate the process. And honestly, those experiences of getting to where you got to get to and busting your ass to get there, is what makes you you. It's what makes you be that artist. It's what makes you be the person you are. Without those experiences, you really don't have a story to tell. So if everything's handed to you, what are you really teaching anyone or like showing anyone? To me, that's more like you're kind of being cutthroat. Like you want to maneuver in life being cutthroat or like an opportunist.
Yeah.
When you work for it, it's kind of like, nah, like this is all me. This is all me being consistent, persistent, and dedicated. And in the long run, those are qualities you want to have and have to be successful.
Do you think that the entertainment business is still a boys' club?
The what?
The entertainment business. Do you still feel like it's a boys' club?
No. I feel like it's still male dominant in terms of like the big people that really make this music shit run and make money. But in terms of like the entertainers or like the artists or influencers or public figures being impactful, I think the girls got it right now. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Okay. All right. So do you want to leave off with anything?
No, but I do want to say this was a very interesting interview, and you really opened my eyes and had me learn things about myself that I've never even knew I knew. Like even having this conversation with you, I'm like, what the fuck? I felt like that all this time. Like all I needed to do was talk about it. And I hope that that also shows people like sometimes like it's okay to like open up and talk about your past experiences. I think they help make you who you are, like I said. And I think that's important.
I agree. And the thing is, I know this sounds very double standard. I just feel like it's such a hard balance for women when it comes to being successful in any industry. When a man is involved who's insecure and won't let them do their thing.
I agree.
And then if she's like, fuck that, I'm just gonna stay single, then she gets crucified for getting, later on in life and not having children and a family.
Exactly.
And she get crucified for that.
Yup.
So it's like, it's hard to win when you're trying to do a career. And I'm a huge believer in people playing their role in relationships and in life. So, all right, cool.
I agree.
This was really good.
It was.
All right. So we'll put your tag on. We have your videos up. Everybody's gonna know what it is. So where else can they find you? What else you got going on?
So they can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Apple Music, and Spotify. Everything's the same. It's Damn J Lee, which is spelled DAYUMJAYLEE. And I just dropped the EP, so they could tap into that. And I have a upcoming single dropping as well very soon.
All right, cool. J Lee, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.